Everybody Hates Rand is a Wheel of Time podcast that will contain spoilers for all 14 books. So if you're anti-spoiler, stop this, read all 14 books, and come back. We'll be here, waiting.
Our title is a joke and is meant to be taken as such. Everybody in this context refers to us and our cats. You are free to feel however you want about Rand. He's a fictional character. Please don't DM us.
The world is a mess, Dark One stretching out his hand. The dragon's reborn, the fire's been fanned, but everybody hates Rand. Everybody hates Rand. Everybody hates Rand.
How fortuitous. We're finishing Crossroads of Twilight, and it's Twilight.
Oh,
like in the
book. The whole book takes place at Twilight.
I was thinking of Twilight by renowned
Meyer.
authoress Stephanie Meyer. I feel like she'd want to be known as an authoress.
Sounds like something. Okay,
That's not the motorcycle, that's a different thing, but there have been upsetting noises from outside all day.
I know, I went on literally a 5-minute walk today because I have once again injured my knee pretty badly this time, so I'm doing very gentle, stuff to try and keep as conditioned as possible while we recover. And every single piece of gardening equipment that our property owners have, we're running. I saw 4 riding lawnmowers, a bunch of weed whackers, 6 dudes on golf carts. I was like, hello?
They're just we have to get all of the landscaping done now before the winter comes.
It's you have
and
to
I'm guys, it's 75 degrees outside.
Yeah. Also, you have to do all of it on a Wednesday morning at 9:30 a.m.
Always in the morning.
No, let me rest. I'm not really a person until 1 p.m. anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Devin told me the other day that if I respond to him before 10 a.m., then he really gets worried that something's wrong with me. It's also hard to read this book. But we're done now.
We're done. We can throw it in the trash can.
And I might,
We have 19 copies, so we could very easily
I know, we really have so many copies. We have 2 sitting on the table right now.
And I can put my eyes on a 3rd one immediately on the bookshelf.
What luxury you guys must be thinking. But I assure you, this is the albatross weighing us down.
Yeah, this is exactly what Samuel Taylor Coleridge was talking about.
Yeah, the albatross that will drive you mad.
The albatross was a metaphor.
And raise a bunch of zombies from the depths of the sea or something.
Yeah, it was a prophetic metaphor about
Wheel of Time at our podcast. Samuel Taylor Coleridge did do a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
So I would believe that he had some, dreams about podcasting, an audio format of storytelling, or really of just complaining. That's what we do.
Yeah. Was he the Kubla Khan one?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting all my romantics mixed up.
Yeah, me too. I was like, he's not Ozymandias, is he?
No, that is Percy Shelley. I think that's the only good thing Percy Shelley
I feel like they all did a lot of just opium.
Yeah.
And had sex with Lord Byron, and those 2 things combined would fuck anyone up.
Well, yeah, would really cause a lot of, perhaps, psychological damage.
Yeah, all those English romantic poets were just, in their own personal psych ward caused by Lord Byron's sexual proclivities and their ready access to opium.
Yeah, or just by Lord Byron himself. Just his presence. Even if they didn't interact with him. He's just sort of a...
Mary Shelley wrote Frankenstein to get away from Byron. I don't blame her.
It's a really powerful part of the Frankenstein mythos.
Yeah, when you're boy, a woman wrote this so that she wouldn't have to deal with an insufferable man. You're that really is when genius is sparked.
Yeah. When you're I'm so angry about the way a man is behaving.
I have some of my most brilliant ideas when a man's speaking to me and I have to pretend I'm listening, you know? I'll just be oh, damn.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. I really need to workshop that one in the shower later.
In the shower later when I'm muttering to myself.
Yeah, when I do my best thinking. This is Everybody Hates Rand.
Sorry.
It's your friendly neighborhood Wheel of Time podcast. I'm Emily Jushaw.
And I'm Lord Byron.
Shut the fuck up.
And I'm Sally Goodger.
Welcome to the finale of Book 10, Season 9.
Lord Byron would be such a funny Halloween costume.
How would you do it?
That's what I'm thinking, though, is you could just dress up like any sort of miserable dandy and act like an asshole. Okay, anyway.
I don't even know how to dress like a dandy, really.
I guess dandy is more Oscar Wilde era. I don't know if that would quite fit Lord Byron, but...
Like a waistcoat or something?
Yeah, just like a little waistcoat.
Did they wear mustaches back then?
I don't know.
A little twirly mustache.
Yeah, Byron would have a twirly mustache. Okay, we're moving on from George Gordon, Lord Byron, to...
Our nemesis. To our other nemesis. The Aes Sedai. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not a man in sight in this chapter.
There is one Shi'Naran soldier.
Oh yeah, Reagan. He comes back.
Comes in and is like, hello.
And there's a couple of, like, warders glimpsed through the tent. But mostly wearing Egg's tent, too. To give you the setting for that. This is the last chapter of the book. It's followed by a very brief epilogue from Rand's point of view, but this one is Egg's point of view, and it's a cliffhanger. Woohoo! That is... Do we even get an Egg point of view in Knife of Dreams?
Yes, because we get a little bit of her in the White Tower, causing chaos.
Okay. I was just like, sometimes, because there is no Egg in, basically the last book. Didn't we talk about that briefly? So, not the last book, I meant, Winter's Fart.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So sometimes we just have very little egg.
Very little egg in your diet is bad.
Is it?
No, I hate eggs.
I was gonna say.
I think they are despicable.
I eat an egg every now and then, but never, like, on its own.
Yeah, no offense to chickens, but...
Full offense to chickens.
No, I think chickens are majestic.
Terrible. You're just saying that because of the little chicken.
Oh, that's my therapy
animal.
chicken.
Oh.
I hold it during therapy because I get so stressed out.
Yeah,
I forgot to put him back where he belongs.
Does he have, like, a nest or something?
He just sits on my bookshelf.
Okay. Well, he's nice.
Yeah.
The best chicken I know, I would say.
My boss has chickens, and frequently she'll be like, I spent
real
my morning...
chickens, not
yeah,
stuffed
real chickens, not stuffed chickens. She'll be like, I spent my morning chasing around an injured chicken, and I'll be like, okay, that sounds horrible.
Yeah. We, like, chatted a couple weeks ago with Devin and Jana about our eventual commune that we plan to have in the end times.
Yeah, in the wasteland.
And we were talking about having chickens, and, like, that night I was like, I can't own chickens, actually. Like, I mean, we could for essential purposes, but I couldn't interact with them because I was so scarred by the movie Chicken Run.
Oh yeah, Chicken Run's a fucked up movie.
Like, I'd just be thinking, damn, all these chickens want to unionize like the chickens in that movie. God.
Well, I would.
And they're facing the guillotine every day.
That movie really was so grim.
I know.
And fucked.
Fucked up. My fear of beheading comes from that movie.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be afraid of beheading, but Chicken Run is the
foremost.
Is the primal one. Yeah.
Well, I will tend to the chickens, and I will allow them to unionize if that's what they feel is right.
Okay, thanks. I've got the sheep, I guess. I like sheep.
Meh.
Okay.
We're really thriving.
We're doing
30, flirty, and thriving.
So, almost.
Yeah.
I can focus.
We wake up in Egg's tent. She is eating porridge, I think.
Eating porridge with weevils in
Weevils.
it. And she is alert. The first thing that happens is that Nisao comes in and is like, another bitch got murdered.
Yeah.
Not that enthusiastic about it, though. She's more like, another bitch got murdered.
Yeah.
And Egg's like, okay, Poirot, well, figure it out. And it's like, this lady has no Poirot qualifications. She doesn't even have majestic mustachios to bring the podcast back to mustaches. But this is conveniently, or perhaps inconveniently, a lady named Karen Stang, you know?
What a stupid name.
I know. Like Robert Jordan. Who is one of the ones who's really good at... Not really good. No one's as good as Egg, of course. But she, like Leanne, is like one of the foremost people who's good at making things into Quendiar. Mm-hmm. Which Edwin sort of alludes to, and which we uncover as we get closer to the actual event, is a big problem because of their whole plan with the harbor chains, which is apparently going to go down tonight.
Yeah.
So, the obvious question is whether Halima, who killed Karen, knew about this somehow.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't preclude, considering that she's rummaging around in Egg's brain on a regular basis, though I don't know if she has since that last time. But I think probably more to the point is that Karen was economically important to the Aes Sedai since they're selling all their Quendiar.
Yeah.
So that's sort of like a way to reduce the income of the rebel camp neatly.
Right.
Still no clue why Anaya, the OG murder victim, though, got murdered. Perhaps she stumbled upon Halima and saw something she shouldn't. I don't know. But Anaya's death is also, as it turns out, unfortunate for Egg because Anaya is the only person who really believed that Egg has prophetic dreams.
Right.
And who has enough of, like, a solid reputation that people might have believed her.
Right.
As it is, after Egg had, like, her creepy dream about the Shanshan attacking the White Tower, she was like, okay, everyone, I had this dream. And everyone's like, okay. They're like, it's like when my mom every morning would be like, well, I had this dream about explosions and dinosaurs. And we'd all be like, okay, Mom.
10-4, Becky.
Just your little active anxiety imagination running away. So no one really believes her, but Egg has given it a shot. She's also tried to pass this warning along to the White Tower via the negotiations that are going on, but her own people give so little credence to this that they have not passed it along.
Yeah.
Good news, Egg. You will soon be able to deliver the news in person.
And they will definitely believe you.
And they'll definitely be like, thank you.
Thank you for telling us. We will now magically reunite the White Tower and everything will be fine.
Yeah, and we will update our security system. I don't know what that would look like. Increasing the rent-a-cop hours. I don't know.
Oh, God. Paul Blart, White Tower
I was
cop.
just thinking about mall cops. I would kill to see the White Tower, Paul Blart. Who would it be? We don't have any buffoon characters, really. And we don't have anyone...
Gawyn.
What the... Gawyn takes himself exactly as seriously as Paul Blart Mall Cop does. And he's exactly as stupid.
Yeah.
You're right, man. God, you're a genius.
Well, thank you. I don't know if we can call that
Gawyn
genius,
Trakand, Mall Cop. He's like, I am a real important guy.
I'm super important.
And
I have
they're
a
like, you're a mall
segue
cop.
and everything.
God, he would have a segue.
Gawyn would absolutely have a segue and a taser and whatever else Paul Blart has. My hair has been such a mess this week.
So these are problems, but no, it's just, murders. Only this one got out. Well, I mean, I guess Anaya's death obviously got out. It couldn't be kept hidden. But the news of this one is spreading very fast, and everyone in the camp is reacting by, like, being extra vigilant and paranoid and, like, holding the power at all times.
Yeah, because before Nisao could get there, like, multiple other sisters had tested for residences of Sidon. Mm-hmm. So, like, everybody knows that,
a man who can channel done did it.
Is killing people in the camp. Dun, dun,
Dun, dun, dun. Anyway, Egg leaves her, like, sleeping tent where she had breakfast and goes to her study. She walks in, I think, and Theodrin is there. Edwin alludes to the fact that Theodrin is spying on Ramonda for her. Mm-hmm. And that Valon was similarly supposed to spy on Lelaine, but Valon has disappeared? She, like, says something about that? And I'm like, do you mean like an actual missing person? Because that's a big problem.
Isn't Valon in Andor?
Is she?
Isn't she one of the Black Aja captives that Hatchet Face tortures?
No. Oh, Falion.
Falion.
That's the all those stupid names. Falion is like the mean accepted who everyone hates.
Are their names really that similar?
Yeah.
What is this? He's drunk on his own power.
I know.
I can't even picture how.
And they're both like unpleasant women. Fallon is spelled Faolain.
Oh my god, you're right. And then Fallion is just Falion. The man is drunk on his own power.
Crazy.
Okay, no, so Fallon is fully just a missing person then.
Well, we don't know, because Edwin says it so briefly, and I just looked up the Wikipedia and I didn't say anything about it. Super. I don't know if she, like, got sent on an errand, or, like, if she just has been avoiding Egg, and that's what Egg means. No clue. She did, I mean, I miss her. She's funny. She would walk in and be like, Edwin, I fucking hate your guts. And I'd be like, cool, someone said it.
Yeah, I know. She was also the only person who would, like, bully Nynaeve, which I thought was really powerful of her.
Yeah. So, who knows? Maybe she'll come back. Maybe she won't. Probably by the time she does or does not, we'll have forgotten that she was missing in the first place. So, this is just a little audio clip that you can throw back in our faces when that time comes.
Hey, dummies.
Anyway, Theodrin is like, hey, Ramonda wants to see you. And Egg's like, okay, great. Tell her she can come whenever. And Theodrin also leaves a secret note. As, like, another gal is coming in and being like, oh, Lelaine wants to see you. And Egg's like, great, tell her also she can come whenever. But Egg looks at this note from Theodrin, and it's like, hey, there's been some, like, weird rumors from Kyrian that the whole Yellow Aja is, like, up in arms about. And Ramonda sent some people to check it out, but I have no idea what the rumor is. They've mentioned Nynaeve, no clue. Bye. Love, Theodrin.
XOXO.
And Egg's like, you signed your name to your spying document?
Yeah.
Which is pretty legendary of Theodrin, I think.
Just like...
Egg's like, is she trying to get caught? Maybe.
Maybe she
Theodrin's like, I'm a mystery. Can't be tamed. The Wikipedia also had no idea what this was alluding to.
I thought it was about Dammer Flynn curing... like, doing his special healing, right? Didn't he figure out how to heal Stilling?
He did, yeah. It could be.
That's what I always thought. I was like, why else would it be Kyrian?
And the Yellow Aja.
And the Yellow Aja. But the fact that the Wikipedia does not say anything is very silly.
Yeah. I'm just like, buddy. Yeah, you're right. That makes sense. But also just like, they already know that Stilling can be healed by Nynaeve.
Yeah, just not as
fully.
Good.
Yeah.
So maybe, I mean, I agree. I think it's silly. But that was my best guess. I was rereading my blog, and that's what I said. My first read through was my best guess.
Well, who the fuck knows? Anyway, then Swan comes in and is like, hi. And Egg's like, is everything ready for tonight? Like, have you swapped out Karen, deceased, for now Bode Cathan has to do her work? And Swan's like, I'm not going to tell her till later so she doesn't have to, like, stress about it all day. Which is probably kind of nice. If I had to go on a secret mission, I would just want to be told, right now, go right now. I'd be like, okay, all right, Mom. But then Mirel and a lady, some people, Mirel, like 4 M names, like all Mirel, walk in.
Morven, Megan.
Yeah, fucking Megan.
Very much
replacing Anaya or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Me too.
It's such a mess.
And they're just there, like, doing their usual complaining stuff while Egg is reading. Then Ramonda comes in and basically is like, what are we gonna do about the kin? Because apparently Egg has been sort of, like, beginning to spread the word that the kin is out there, that they're all super old.
The kin is out there.
The kin is out there. And, yeah, fucked up, huh? Anyway, Ramonda's like, that's mad fucked up. How do we even know that it's real? And Egg's like, it's very obviously real. Well, I mean, we didn't know about how many sea folk wilders there are, so it's... And they don't look like Aes Sedai, so it very much could just be this huge group of people that we wouldn't notice. And Ramonda's like, blah, 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 we need to get them into the White Tower somehow. And Egg's like, well, yeah, I want them to be a retirement plan. And then ladies can go and from the White Tower to there and undo their bonds on the Oath Rod. Ramonda freaks out about it and is like, well, my dreams of becoming an Aes Sedai were that I would die in the White Tower. And I'm like, okay, go die in the White Tower then.
God, nobody's stopping you.
Yeah, nobody's stopping you. In fact, I'd welcome it at this point. I'm like, if it's not your business, maybe other people don't want to die 300 years earlier than they have to. Anyway, I don't know why everyone makes such a big fucking deal about this. Except that Robert Jordan wants it to be a big deal.
Yeah, it's just very bizarre.
But after that encounter, which Edwene feels like she won, quote unquote, Lelaine comes in and is basically like, I've been thinking about the Black Tower situation, and I think that the only way to keep the men under control would be, like, to bond them as warders, but, like, modify the warder bond. And Egg's like, you mean compulsion? And Elaine's like, yes.
No!
No, but we would call it something different, though.
It would 100% be compulsion. We would not call
We'd
it that,
rebrand it,
Yeah,
though.
we'd rebrand
We'd
it
have,
in,
like,
like,
a
a nice font with, like, a gradient.
We'd have a marketing package for it.
Yeah, we've hired a 22-year-old out
Yeah.
of college to do our marketing plan.
And Egg's like, if you bring this up again, I will, like, have you publicly put in the stocks or something. Yeah. Obviously, we're not going to use compulsion on people. And Varen somewhere shivers and is like, oh my god, I didn't get that memo. Fuck. But this also brings up the fact that everyone sort of knows at this point that compulsion was used on people on Aes Sedai. So they're all like, da-da-da-da-da. Anyway, so that's just sort of a pressing concern, and Egg feels like she lost that encounter, I guess. Everything's about winning and losing.
Yeah, duh.
At some point in this, the Shirenaran soldier Reagan came in to pass on a message from Gareth Bryn that was something about, like, careful, soldiers have crossed the river, but which is, like, clearly some sort of code from Bryn being like, everything's good to go, and they're gonna start out.
Right.
And after Ramonda and Lelaine leave, I think Egg just sits there and is like, oh, fuck, yeah. Shiriam also came in at some point. This is just like a parade of visitors.
You know, it's very silly.
God, Shiriam came in to bring a note from the Mistress of Novices, Tiana, like the Disney princess, that Nicola ran away. And Ed's like, this says she ran away like 4 days ago. How's Tiana just like now reporting it? And they're like, well, Nicola's like little group of novice buddies, and by buddies I mean like her family, that her roommates, covered for her, mostly because they did not want her to come back, which is so fucking legendary.
Yeah, they were like, if we tell them she ran away, they'll definitely catch her.
They'll like catch her, but maybe before you
don't tell her, she'll get away with it. She's such an insufferable asshole.
I know, everyone's just like, no, everyone fucking hates Nicola.
Nicola's last name is also apparently Treehill, which I did not know.
Nicola like Treehill. Yeah, she really does. And Edwene assumes that Arenia must have left with her as well, but Edwene orders all the novices punished because she's like, whatever their motivations, you can't just cover that up because it's dangerous for everyone. Even Shiriam's like, even though one of the people from the Two Rivers is in that group, and Egg's like, yeah, why is this so hard for everyone to understand? No special privileges for the dummies from the Two Rivers.
Yeah. Imagine giving special privileges to people you went to high school with.
I know. I don't like any of the people I went to high school. I'd be like, yeah, they go in the stocks too, or whatever.
Yeah. Put them in the stocks more, in fact.
Depends on the person from high school, I guess.
That's true. I went to high school with some real rancid folks.
Yeah, I sure did too. Most of them were in the student government.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah.
Ugh. Ugh.
I know.
Ugh.
Being in student government in high school is like a precursor to just being a really unfun person at parties.
Perry was in the student government.
I'm not taking it back, Perry. If you're listening.
No, it's pretty funny.
Perry's now a principal at school. Yeah, so like clearly he peaked.
The SBO to principal pipeline.
SBO, I forgot about
Student body officer, baby.
Stupid. They are dumb sweaters.
Yeah, my high school colors were blue and orange.
Ew.
So all of Perry's were like this horrific orange that went super great with his red hair.
Yeah.
He looked stellar.
I bet.
Yeah. Nobody looked as cool as him. Oh, Perry.
Oh, Perry. Anyway, so that having said that, now we cut back to Edwene after receiving her parade of visitors, just sort of like meditating and sort of thinking like, I don't know if I feel great about sending Bode Cathan to go do this very dangerous task.
Yes.
She notably brings up, she's like, Bodwin is older in fact than me when I got sent to hunt the Black Aja. And it's interesting because she's not like, I should not have been sent to hunt the Black Aja. She uses that as justification for why it's okay to send Bode. But the fact that she then goes and takes Bode's place sort of seems to indicate that maybe she doesn't feel as good about it after all. But mostly she's just like, I'm the Amerlincy, like, I'm responsible for these people. So really I should go. So she has Swan fetch Bella, the horse, and she gallops all the way to where the boats are, where Bode is. And Bode's like, hello? And Egg's like, yeah, just don't worry about it. Just wait here. I'll go do it real quick.
I know. Egg is, like, not intentionally an asshole to Bode, but she's like, I'm just better at this than you are. And Bode is like,
thanks.
Okay.
Okay.
And Egg is like, you just need to practice more, trying to make it better. And
Egg's like, I mean, I just mean I'm the Amerlincy. And I'm like, Egg, you can't say everything perfect.
Yeah,
You can just be like, listen, kid,
I'm 18, you're 17.
Exactly like an 18-year-old speaking to a 17-year-old.
Listen, baby.
Listen, kid.
Hitting the vape.
Cotton Candy Vape.
Yeah, Egg rolling around Valon with her Cotton Candy Vape.
Anyway, Egg gets in her little boat and is rowed over to the harbor chains. Presumably, Leanne is at the other one.
Yeah.
And she turns the harbor chain to Quendir, like, super fast.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, of course, Robert Jordan is going to justify this narrative decision, but, like, obviously if it had been Bode, then she wouldn't have been able to get as much or any of the harbor chain changed, so it's ultimately better in the service of the siege, I guess, that Egg was there. Except that, well... Does
Leanne only get, like, half of it? Because
I
remember...
I think so.
Okay, I didn't know if both Egg and Leanne only got half of their chains, or apparently Egg got all of that. I just missed that.
I think Egg got all her chain, and Leanne only did half, and so there's still, like, access to Tarvalon, but now it's, like, a funnel point.
Okay. I believe. Trying to remember. Sorry, that's not a relevant plot point. This would be super nice to the siege, except Egg gets snatched.
Yeah, Egg, like, hears a noise and channeling and gets thumped. Dun, dun. And as always happens when someone loses consciousness, there are no ill effects whatsoever.
Yeah.
She just wakes up several minutes later. With, like, voices being like, oh, look at what we caught.
I know, it's so haunting.
I know, and then they're like, they make her drink some fork root, and then she loses consciousness again. And she's like, her last thoughts are like, I've been betrayed, but by whom? And it's like, Nicola, obviously, who ran away. Who did you, narratively, who's the Chekhov's gun here?
I think it's Bayanin, isn't that right?
I don't know, it could also be Bayanin.
Bayanin is, I know she's a spy for
Bayanin,
Eleda.
Bayanin gives Eleda traveling, I remember that.
Yeah, that's right, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Bayanin is also a snitch.
Bayanin sucks. So does Nicola. Basically everyone sucks. I don't know what to tell you guys, that's been this whole book.
Yeah, and I feel like it is a really powerful moment when Egg is like, I can't ask Bode to do something that is dangerous.
Yeah.
Because that is, and it is also could really be this interesting moment of her, like, maybe not getting sort of, like, halfway to the point of realizing that Swan treated her, Nynaeve, and Elaine very badly, you know?
Yeah.
And sort of recognizing the way that the Tower asks so much from young women in particular, and you're just like, yes, Egg, you are learning that the system of which you are a part of is corrupt in a lot of ways. And it does, like, have that, significance, but it also feels a little cheapened to me because it's also very obviously a plot point to get Egg in the boat instead of just having Bode be in the boat,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they could have changed it, how Robert Jordan could have fixed that except by having Egg have an epiphany.
Yeah.
Or I guess maybe just being like, there's no alternatives after Karen gets murdered.
Yeah, like Egg is the only one who can do it fast enough.
Yeah, like, who knows? But yeah, I agree. It just sort of becomes this thing that's more about like affirming Egg's identity as the Amerlin seat.
Yeah.
Which has just been done already so much and is going to be done so much in her White Tower arc. Like, that's the whole thing, is her just being like, no matter what you do to me, I'm the Amerlin seat.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, fine, okay. I don't really give that much credence to positions of authority, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I don't need it to be thrown in my face that much for me to get it.
Yeah, and, like, I've already gotten it. Like, I spent so much time with Egg as she, like, navigated getting war powers and stuff. It's like, yeah, I know you're in charge.
No.
Other people don't, but I do.
You don't have to keep telling me.
And I also don't mean to sound, like, so cynical. Like, I understand how books work. You do have to occasionally have plot devices to move things from one point to another. But it just feels like this moment could have a little bit more significance if it wasn't... If perhaps we just got all the way to Egg being like, I've been treated very badly, But I'm still going to do this because I still believe in X, Y, and Z. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. This could have been a more emotional climax rather than just a narrative one.
Yeah. Of her just being like, gotta be me in the boat.
Yep.
At least they didn't snatch Bode. We can't have so many Cothins and...
Fucking Cothins getting... Kidnapped to Tar-Valon
all the time.
Maybe then Bode could have had a riotous escape attempt from Tar-Valon.
Bode also just eats her way through the White Tower, and they're like, what is up with this family?
What happened to them?
What's going on? Bode also discovers luck powers.
Yeah, Egg rings up Matt and is like, your sister's being held captive in Tar-Valon. And Matt's like, tell her here's my record for escape. If she can beat it, I'll owe her $100 or something.
Oh, that would be so good, actually.
That's real sibling energy.
Bode being like, I'll do anything. Even if it was $20. If your older brother was like...
I know. I would do anything to get one over on my siblings.
I know.
So funny.
I feel like I have to beat him.
You should see us when my mom is like, I'll pay $2 to whoever wins this game of Trouble.
Ooh.
It's a game purely based on luck, but we all act like
it's skill and strategy.
Based on skill. The trash talking that goes on. So that's the end of Egg's arc. The sort of lingering question mark, I think, is less about like how Egg will fare in the White Tower, because it's fairly obvious that she'll be fine.
Yeah.
Than how the rebel Aes Sedai will fare without Egg.
It's pretty obvious that they are already in shambles.
Yeah, they're just, like, fucked generally.
Yeah.
It's all just the Ramonda and Lelaine show, and both of those women suck, so...
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, in charge you've got Ramonda, Lelaine, Shiriam, and Swan Sanche.
Who's in shambles, / the Black Aja, and Swan Sanche, who... Like, no offense, girl, but you didn't do so hot the first time around, so...
Yeah, and then you... At that point, you weren't dealing with compulsory heterosexuality. Yeah, geez. So.
Jeez. Anyway, we then get a very brief epilogue, which is just Bashir showing up to Rand and being like, okay, well, Shanshan accepted, we can meet with them. And Rand's like, great, with this bitch Sarath. And Bashir's like, no, apparently some of their royal family's in town, so we're gonna be with some girl called Daughter of the Nine Moons. And thunder rumbles in the distance or whatever. Because we know Daughter of the Nine Moons ain't there.
Daughter of the Nine Moons is in a wagon in a circus.
So who's Sarath, saying is the Daughter of the Nine Moons? It's obviously going to be a trap. But it's like, even if it was really Tuon, I wouldn't really have a lot of hope for the outcome of this negotiation.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you expect me to be feeling about that.
Yeah.
It does go badly.
It goes super badly.
But, like, more badly than if he'd just met with the Shanshan? Sort of an ethical dilemma, Sort of a trolley problem. Either you lose your hand or you lose your entire moral standing. So that's Crossroads of Twilight. I guess.
That's Crossroads of Twilight.
Ends not with a bang, but a whimper.
Do not go gently into that good night.
Yeah.
Is that the same poem?
No.
Damn it.
What's not with a bang, but with a whimper from? God.
I don't know the name of the poem.
I'm gonna look it up.
I remember what the page in my textbook looked like when it was that page.
Oh, it's The Hollow Men by T.S. Eliot.
Mr. Eliot.
So, Eliot versus, Dylan?
Yeah, I think it's Dylan. Thomas
Yeah,
Dylan.
Dylan Thomas.
Dylan Thomas.
I know. 2 first names, 2 last names.
There's a literary cage match for you.
Yeah, we've been citing a lot of literary people here.
I don't even know that much about Dylan Thomas. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Dylan
Thomas. To say whether I think he'd beat T.S. Eliot in a fight.
I think he was Welsh and perhaps an alcoholic. But I
Well.
could be thinking of someone else.
Could describe several big poets.
Yeah, a lot of
Very
them
least.
were pretty substance dependent. Dylan Thomas. No, not history. Search website. Dylan Thomas. He was a Welsh poet.
Good job, Emily.
Point 1 for me. Oh, he died at 39.
Oh, that's sad.
That is sad. Look at him.
Yeah. Look at
Look at
those
his
eyes.
nose. He's got one of those cute noses that's all round at the end. It says he died at 39 in New York City. By then, he had acquired a reputation which he had encouraged as a roistering, drunken, and doomed poet. So I think I was right about him being an alcoholic, too.
Yeah.
God damn.
Well, maybe he would beat T.S. Eliot then.
I don't feel like it would be hard to beat T.S. Eliot. That might be a controversial statement, but...
No, T.S. Eliot seems a little
I
bit like
feel
a
like,
wimp.
yeah, he's kind of wimpy. He did write tons of, like, cat poems, you know?
Yeah, T.S. Eliot is who we have to thank for Cats, the musical.
Yeah, so not only do I think T.S. Eliot would be easily beat, but I think he should be.
I think he should be beaten up. Should we do our favorite, least favorite characters for the whole book?
Yeah.
Okay. Presuming I can remember anything that happened.
I don't remember any nice characters in this book. Let's see. Well, least favorite is probably easier. I guess my least favorite was Perrin.
Yeah.
He really was just every moment I spent with him, I wished I wasn't.
Yeah.
And that's really hard.
That is really hard. Perrin was one of my contenders, too. He's just, like, so painful in this book in particular.
Who's another contender?
Tuon,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah. Elaine, I forgot she was in this book.
Elaine is a rough
God
one in
damn
this
it.
one, too. The sections we get with Rand are also really painful, because he's just, like, refusing to address any of his problems.
Yeah, it's bad when, like, 4 out of 6 of your main characters are really tough right now.
Yeah. My contenders for favorite character are, naturally, side characters.
Yeah.
Noel,
Yeah.
Grady and Niald, sort of as a package deal.
Yeah, they're great.
Grady and Niald, all
Yeah.
one word. Bashir, obviously.
Classic.
Matt is on thin ice, but he still has some funny moments, like the dancing with the ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
That might be
Dobrain,
it.
whose only screen
Dobrain.
time was that he was bleeding to
Yeah,
death.
he was almost murdered.
But, like, I liked how upset everyone was when he almost died, because I, too, was upset.
Yeah.
I think mine would be Bashir.
Oh, Bashir. I love that man.
I know.
He's just so small and cute.
And sexy.
And sexy.
Yeah.
He's very sexy.
Did we have a 2-year-old at the beginning of this book?
If we did have a 2-year-old, that'll be my favorite.
Switching to
He's
him.
also very sexy.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Oh my god, I
He's
can't
at the
believe that was at
beginning.
the beginning of this book.
I know. A 2-year-old for sure. And that was like 600 pages ago, so no wonder we're sick of this shit.
Yeah, well, a 2-year-old is extremely sexy when he rolls up with his beauty mark and his big ruby earring, and he's like, I'm 5 feet flat.
I know,
and I'm
like,
gonna knock the Shanchan on their ass.
Fuck me.
Yeah. So we'll have 2 of the great generals as our favorite characters.
Oh god.
My close second is Noel, who's just sort of popping out of the shadows,
And
threatening to murder
literally,
people.
we're like fishing.
Yeah.
And you're just like, damn.
What a weird old man.
Little chaotic little gremlin.
Yeah. Wow, what a book.
What a book indeed.
That we had to go to the prologue to find a favorite character.
And I don't think the next one will be much better.
No.
Knife of Dreams is next on the docket. We're gonna be off next week.
Yeet.
Like usual.
Yeet.
Then we'll be back with the beginning of Knife of Dreams at some point between this episode's release and the next episode's release. Our reading schedule will go up online if you like to follow along. But almost guaranteed we will be reading the prologue, and probably if we even get through the whole prologue, I don't know how long it is in Knife of Dreams.
I think it's also pretty lengthy. The only thing I remember is that Galad kills a rapist. So
oh, maybe Galad will be our favorite character next.
Good job, Damage
Next
Red.
book. Yeah, really bringing it.
Really bringing it.
But Knife of Dreams is the last of the Jordan books.
I know.
Which will be, or I should say the fully Jordan books, which will be interesting, I guess.
Yeah, we have only
4 books to go.
4 books to go, which is crazy to think about in general, but we only have 1 book to go until the dawn of Branderson.
The dawn of Branderson. And if you guys test me, boy, I'll skip Knife of Dreams too. No, I won't. So Too many things happen. Maybe I'd skip Gathering Storm.
Unfortunately, a lot of plot-relevant things happen in Knife of Dreams.
Yeah.
But
tragically.
Then we will enter the era of Brando himself. We're in our Brando period.
Yeah.
Like Picasso's blue period.
Okay. Thanks, guys, for listening to this stupid episode in this stupid season. God damn it.
Of this stupid podcast.
This stupid podcast. I was about to say I've been Emily Jushaw.
That'd be
the
good.
fucking artist formerly known as.
I've been Emily Jushaw.
And Sally's been Lord Byron.
Lord Byron.
Thanks to Glenna McKenzie for our theme song, and thanks to our patrons on Patreon and our followers on social media.
You guys are the best. You are the bee's knees.
Do you have a sign off?
Bees?
Bees?
Let's see. What's happened this week?
I can always do my dad not knowing what Tolstoy book I was reading.
That's a good one. You should do that one.
Okay. I have one. I'm reading War and Peace, which is a book that sucks.
She's very literary and brave.
Yeah, I'm trying to be like, look, I've read the fucking longest book in existence. I don't know why. I think I hate myself. But, you know, like, I respect Russian literature, and all I've ever really read is Dostoevsky, so wanted to try out Tolstoy. Anyway, I tell my dad I'm reading War and Peace, and he's like, oh, I have a favorite character in that book. Do you want to know who it is? And I'm like, yeah, Dad, I'd love to know who it is, so I have something to look forward to in this ceaseless slog about the Napoleonic Wars.
Yeah.
And he's like, great, his name is Levin. You'll love him. And I'm like, okay. I'm like 35% of the way through the book, but it's like a 2,000-page book, so this guy Levin could show up anytime.
Yeah.
A couple days later, I'm reading War and Peace, more like 45% of the way through now, and I'm like, still no sign of this guy named Levin. What's up with that? Maybe he's like a late addition, but I'm beginning to suspect. So I go on sparknotes.com, and I look at the character list, scroll through it, no sign of anyone named Levin. And I'm like, what could this mean? I Google Leo Tolstoy, Levin, first hit, Anna Karenina. I text Chris, like, dude, Levin's not in this book. I feel so betrayed.
Yeah.
Now I have nothing to look forward to. And he's like, oh, well, I love Levin.
I will say I'm impressed that at least it was another Tolstoy book. You know, at least it wasn't like a Dickens character or something, you know, that he was
or like a Dostoevsky character.
Assumed was in War and Peace. Like, he got Tolstoy right. The Tolstoy cinematic universe.
I was mostly impressed at his, like, shamelessness. Because if I'd made that mistake, I'd been like, boy, I'm going to be thinking about this for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
My literary credentials are out the window.
Yeah.
But I guess my dad's never really had any shame when it comes to that. He once argued with me and my sister, both of us English majors, in a Buca de Beppo for 30 minutes about whether James Joyce deserved to be in the literary canon.
Oh, boy.
Before telling us that he had not, in fact, ever read James Joyce. Classic.
Who can say where the road goes?
Well, so, guys,
Okay.
Go read Anna Karenina.
Go read Anna Karenina.
I guess, and report back to me about whether Levin is a decent character, because I'll never know. Fucking Tolstoy.
This is now Everybody Loves Levin.
Everybody loves
An
Levin.
Anna Karenina podcast.
Shut up. Goodbye.